Hey, it's Eric. So it is about 8 o'clock on June the 8th right now. Um, I'm obviously here at home, not out on the 600K Brevet. More about that in a second. Today was a really good lesson in, well, the unexpected happening. So the day started off looking like a very tough ride. It turned out to be. And here's how it began, and then I'll finish up with kind of what happened. Okay, well, it is 5:45 on June the 8th. Here at the start of the day of the 600, my 600K qualifier for PBP. So the route basically takes us here, and we go 180 some miles north, tag the turnaround, and come back. It's going to be a little bit difficult this morning because, well, there's a pretty stiff wind coming directly out of the north, like directly out of the north. So we're going to be riding into that for a while. Anyway, there's 20 or so, 20, 30 riders signed up for this event. So looking forward to having somebody to pace line behind for a while. And just, 36 hours or so on the bike, we'll see. Ride starts at 6, and my plan, assuming everything goes right, is to finish about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. So about 36 hours is what I'm shooting for. It's a 40-hour limit, so I got to finish by then. Bike's ready. Got everything I need, hopefully, and I'll report from out on the course. Let's see you out there. Yes, it did turn out to be a very windy day. We had about an 80-mile length of the Central Valley to go north from Davis up toward Oroville, and then from there we were going to go up into the mountains. Well, the riders who are still out there are doing that right now, for about 60 miles or so, more or less constant uphill to the turnaround, and then come back. Well, about 20 miles out, and honestly don't remember all of this, but about 20 miles out, the last thing I remember was the two guys ahead of me in a pace line. There were about 8 or 9 of us in the pace line altogether. So a couple guys ahead of me went down for some reason. I don't know if they touched wheels or whatever. I remember that. I remember myself going down. I have a little recollection of being in front of my bike, straightening out the handlebars, and then I was back on the bike and in the pace line again, and we were continuing on up north. Now, in between there, in the parts that I don't remember, I hit the ground pretty hard on my right shoulder, got some nice road rash up here. Didn't tear my jersey, but kind of, rubbed it really bad. And about 20 miles after that, again, 20 more miles into a headwind, about 30-mile-an-hour headwind. We were going 8, 10 miles an hour, and we had another 40 or so at least to go until we started the climb, at which point the wind would become less of a factor. I just said, okay, this is not my day. This is not the ride for me. And I turned around and headed back. Now, on the way back, I had a 30-mile-an-hour tailwind, so that was great. So at the end of the day, I had put in 80 miles, 40 miles out, 40 miles back. Legs and everything were working fine, but after hitting the pavement and probably getting mildly concussed, it just wasn't the day for me to go out and ride for another, 20 or so hours or 24 hours, whatever it was going to be. So, turned around, went back to the car, came home, and spent some time with my wife, which was great. And tomorrow, we'll see how I feel. I'm feeling like my right side is going to get really sore overnight, so we'll see what happens with that. But At this point, what that means is that I'm looking for my last chance to do a 600K brevet, and what I've found so far is there's one. It's in like a little over 3 weeks, 27th and 28th of June. It means driving north to Arcata, which is like an all-day drive to get up to Arcata, and then doing a 600K back to San Francisco. So I'm going to be thinking about that tomorrow, talking with my friend Scott, who might be able to drive me up there, because what that's part of is a brevet week where you ride 2, 3, 4 100K brevets to get up to Arcata and then a 600 back. So those folks are all going to be on their bike. They're going to leave their car back in San Francisco. If I just do the 600, I got to get my butt and my bike up there and then figure out how to get back. So we'll see how that goes. If that doesn't work out, then unfortunately this just won't be a PBP year for me. If that does happen, I'll keep these videos up because there's still more to talk about and some more tips from my past experience, and obviously more stuff happening as the ride gets closer. So we will see. I hope to be there at the start on my bike in France. We'll see how that turns out. But as I said at the beginning, it's just one of those things that you learn. The unexpected is going to happen. Someone's going to touch wheels in front of you. You're going to hit the pavement, and you just need to deal intelligently with whatever the fallout is from that. It's no secret that there's definitely people who get over to France and ride themselves into a state where they shouldn't be, simply because they're there and they don't want to listen to themselves, don't want to listen to their body telling them this is time to stop. So I tried to be intelligent today. I did that. I still rode 60 miles after the crash, but I didn't try and ride 380 miles. Anyway, that's the summary of my day. 20 really tough miles, a crash, 20 more tough miles, 40 easy miles, and now just kind of dealing with the aftermath of hitting the pavement and losing a few minutes of my life. So anyway, I'll keep you guys in touch, let you know what's going on with my brevets, and whether or not I'll actually be in France this year. That's it. See you on the road.